Welcome, everypony, and welcome to Behind the Canvas with Joel Linsk. I'm Joel Linsk, and with me, as always, is Miffo.
Hello.
And
Reading
Harm.
Beyond the New.
Hello.
And today we have with us a special guest star that we're going to be interviewing. He is the lead animator for Doctor Who's and the assistant animations. Please say hello to Ocarniaplaya.
Hi, top of the morning.
Lead animator. Aren't you the only animator? Are there others?
Actually, I was the only animator in the first episode, but then I more or less recruited another guy to help me with the second episode, and the guy who did the backgrounds in the first episode was helping out with the animation from then on.
Hooray! Teamwork.
So that's three animators.
You are growing so quickly.
One animator.
Right.
Awesome.
Two animator.
All right, let's start from the beginning of how you came to be on the Brony fandom. How did you get introduced into the Brony fandom?
Funny story. I actually got introduced through 4chan through a troll.
Oh, fun.
Okay, this is back when Moot thought it would be hilarious to force people to listen to Giggle at the Ghosties on the random board. And my sister walked in, she heard the song, and said, "Oh, hey, that's that song." I'm like, "What?" "Oh, that's from My Little Pony." I'm like, "What?" And of course, my sister and I have similar tastes, so I thought, oh, okay, because I'm seeing pictures of these things and comics, funny stuff all over the internet, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And here I am.
Oh, yes. So, next question is, what made you want to do a Doctor Who's and the assistant animation as far as any other kind of idea you could have animated?
Well, I'll say I am completely unoriginal, and I hate creating new things since there's a lot of work in there. Pierce Smolder, she had, her stuff all was already done. The sound effects and voices were there, and there was a pretty good story. And since I didn't really have anything else to do, I thought, hey, let's do this.
Awesome.
I actually have a question on that. I don't personally watch Doctor Who all that much, but I know there's been a ton of different Doctor Who's. Is there anyone that you're trying to emulate, possibly?
Actually, I was trying to emulate what Pierce Smolder wanted.
Yes, and I do believe that Pierce Smolder said that she tries to emulate the David Tennant years.
Yes,
Because he's the best.
No, he's not. Tom Baker is the best doctor ever.
Thank you. I love Tom Baker. I have his scarf.
As you say almost every day.
No.
I need a scarf. It's cold down here.
Scarves are cool.
Trench coats are cool.
Anyway,
Right.
I did notice this while doing some information on Ocarina. The Cupcakes video.
Oh God.
I want you to tell me why.
Okay. I blame Equestria Daily for this because I saw they had a post about Cupcakes, and of course everyone else was just throwing up about it. So I thought, let's research this. Ended up finding the actual fan fiction, reading it, and I thought, sure is Sweeney Todd in here. And I noticed, so I decided to look on YouTube to figure out if anybody's ever tried to animate it. So far, all I saw were music videos or comics put to slight motion, but nobody's done a full-on animation. So, this was June or so I decided to make this my little animation project for Halloween. What's awesome is that I was in a race with two other animators to get get to be the first one to animate Cupcakes.
That's great. My friend pointed it out to me that the music in it is from an old show I used to watch, Samurai Jack.
Oh, yeah.
He pointed that out first. I'm like, I forgot about that. That's nice.
I was actually worried about what kind of music I was going to use, and then I stumbled upon, the Scotsman Saves Jack, and I thought, oh, the siren scene. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Since we're talking about Samurai Jack and nostalgic shows like that, before My Little Pony, what cartoons did you watch?
Oh god, that was so long ago. Is it even possible to imagine a life before ponies?
It's very hard, but try your best.
Oh yeah, what did I watch? What? Oh yeah, Powerpuff Girls. There was that. Johnny Bravo. Basically the cartoons. And of course, way back when Nickelodeon was good. Angry Beavers, Hey Arnold, and all that other good stuff. I am a cartoon fanatic.
Cartoons rule.
Yeah.
I really love those cartoons, and I sort of gave up watching cartoons on Cartoon Network because they got so bad. And I officially gave up on cartoons until I saw this My Little Pony thing come up, and it's like, effort.
Yeah, Cartoon Network went downhill kind of quickly during my generation.
Yes, it did.
I started incorporating the live action stuff and Mike Jim Hartnett.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Do not speak of live action Cartoon Network. Oh.
Oh, jeez. Okay, now what goes into making an episode of Dr. Hooves and the Assistant?
Let's see. After I did Cupcakes, there was a lot of trial and error there, and I used a lot of techniques that I learned doing Cupcakes. But are you familiar with No More Than 9 or 47 Times? Is the same guy. He did the Epic Cupcake Time and Epic Pie Time. I asked him for some advice, and he told me how he usually does his animations, which is pretty awesome. He makes his heads, the pony heads, on a what do you call it, a graphic symbol, and just animates there so that it helps with layer management. Because otherwise, you'll have a shit ton of layers to move around. And yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Articulation has it.
Yeah, it's really hard to animate things.
Yeah, but doing it like that makes 30 layers into maybe 10.
That's really
there's
nice.
A lot of stuff in the head.
I need to try that.
I'm kind of the oddball here. I don't know what you guys are talking about animation-wise.
Well, layers. You take a piece of cardboard or like a construction paper and stack it on top of each other, and there you go. Layers.
Yeah. Like putting different effects on top of things, but it's actually putting different shapes on top of things in order to make a movement.
Because everything you see on a cartoon is just shapes.
Yeah.
Just shapes.
One click can take away all the heads in one layer.
Yeah, layers are kind of different in programming, so.
I actually tried using the double rainbow models that they have, and I gotta say, I cannot use that stuff. There's way too many symbols on that thing. I've actually sat down and worked with it. I might be able to get it eventually, but I'd rather just work with my own stuff.
It's so not rainbow.
How long did it take you to make the first Doctor Who's an Assistant?
Probably about a month and a half.
Is that like solid work, or is that just off and on?
More or less off and on at the same time. Solid work. This was like in between classes because I was in college at the time.
So it was like your main focus on projects, but it wasn't your main focus in everything.
Pretty much.
Yes, there's a life outside of Brony fandom. Hard to believe.
Yeah.
Speaking of Brony fandom, what's your opinion on the Brony fandom as of right now?
Well, no, I think most of them are pretty cool. Although you still have the occasional oddball who won't shut up and will go all over the internet spreading their Brony goodness. and attracting all sorts of attention that we don't need.
Yep, there's that. I think the Brony fandom's great. Let's see. While doing some research, I discovered how much you thoroughly enjoyed the blog of Little Miss Rarity.
Oh yes.
And left some comments defending the writer of it against a bunch of haters that wrote terrible things to the artist of that.
Yeah.
What made you feel so strongly about their work?
I suppose it's mostly, because legally Jay was actually at fault, but the fact that they had a bunch of haters like reporting his blog because of one image that he made, which is really in a moral gray area. It's just the fact that they did that just either for the lulz or they did it because they don't like his anatomy, which honestly, there's nothing wrong with his anatomy. Besides, his cartoon's fucking anatomy.
What do you mean anatomy-wise?
Well, you remember those old school cartoons, Bugs Bunny and all that?
Yes.
There's this one redhead chick. She had like over feminized proportions.
Oh, that kind of thing.
Yeah, basically she had like the waist that would crush your organs normally, and a bust that would make you like fall over.
Oh yeah, that.
It's just art.
Anime proportions.
Yeah, it's just art, more or less. It's also cartoons. I mean, these characters do not exist.
Cartoons are but caricatures of real-life individuals sometimes.
Right.
Indeed. And if you actually see a special guest star on like a thing like Scooby-Doo or a different cartoon, the actual actors you actually know in real life are overly detailed to such a degree so you know who they are. Let's see, what else shall we talk about?
For a sec, are you the guy who did the voice of Pierce Mulder in that one audio episode featuring Derpy?
I don't believe so.
Because you sound a lot like him.
People tell me that I sound a lot like Jam Jar, at the guy who does Doctor Who's, but I do the voices of Discord and some characters on Reharmonized Ponies.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. It's very hard to find my work. I also played a serial killer on Silent Ponyville, but regardless. Let's see. What else do we need to talk about? Well, while looking at your YouTube page, I watched a couple of your animations before the pony stuff, the VG Cats.
Yeah.
I noticed that your style of animation changed dramatically from there and from that kind of stuff to the pony stuff. How hard was it to adapt to a different drawing style or animating style?
Really wasn't all that hard. Ponies are a lot easier to animate, actually. I mean, they're just their basic design really makes you, I want to say, more capable of doing more things with them. Whereas whereas with VG Cats, I'm not gonna lie, I'm no artist. I'm a freaking tracer. So all I did was just take the comics that I was adapting, trace over them, make moving parts, and then just basically just move them around a little bit, jiggle them around, which makes them really stiff and all that. But still, it's a motion comic. And with the ponies, especially with Doctor Who's, considering there's no, like in the first episode, there's only just one picture throughout the entire video that Pierce Mulder uploaded, so the rest of it just left to the imagination.
Coming from the person who said he didn't have creativity.
Totally. I mean, it's like when you read, you play a movie inside your head and like, oh, it kind of matches to that. Yeah,
that's always great. Well, Miffo, you got anything?
Like a
Is there anything you want to tell us about maybe some stuff you're working on at the moment or anything interesting coming up?
Oh, yes, fun stuff. Once the third episode of Dr. Whooves is done, I have a bunch of small projects I'm going to do. So I'm hoping to have at least 3 other animations finished before the end of this year. That is assuming I can finish Dr. Who's episode 3 before the end of November. So, yeah.
Neat.
For those of you who... Lindsay, have you ever heard of Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yes, I have. That's hilarious.
Okay, imagine this. Mystery Magic Theater 3000.
Yes.
That's going to be like the biggest project I'm going to have for next year.
That'd be awesome.
I know, right? And, of course, the movie they're going to be ripping on is the very first My Little Pony movie, which is cringeworthy to the max.
Oh, dear. I have seen that.
Oh,
It's terrible, isn't it?
You mean like a G1 movie?
Yes.
Oh, dear Lord.
I do believe Danny DeVito is in it.
What?
Really? What?
Oh.
I saw that in the credits, but I couldn't ever recognize the
He
character.
played Smooth or something?
Probably, I guess. Because with a voice like Danny DeVito, you can kind of detect it kind of early on. But I was watching the credits, I'm like, really? I had no idea. Oh, fancy that.
But yeah, there's going to be 3 characters ripping on the movie. There'll be Luna, Lyra, or Lyra, however you want to pronounce it, and Bon Bon.
Is her voice going to change every sentence?
I have no idea.
It'd be
Yeah, they're
fun.
still working on the audio. I'm just waiting for them to give me the audio so I can start building my rigs.
Nice.
That's going to be something I'll definitely have to check out. Fenton, any questions for?
I kind of noticed that it seems like you stopped doing your, I don't know, or like Ocarina playing videos, just like tutorials on how to, tutorials? Okay, that's what I thought they were. Yeah. Are you going to continue them, or would you like to?
Honestly, I really should, because my first 2,000 subscribers came from those tutorials. But
yeah, they're interesting while I was watching them.
Yeah, and I'm not a great player, but at least people can hear what's going on. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing some more, and people are still sending me suggestions. I'm keeping a little list on Microsoft Word, for every suggestion I get.
Hey, Link, listen.
Right.
Yes. Zelda. Yeah.
Funny thing, my nephew actually does. You know how Link side jumps?
Yeah.
Yeah, my little nephew, he's like 2.5. He watches my sister playing the game, and she side jumps to fast travel, and of course he's skipping up and down the hallway going yeah.
That's adorable.
I know, we need to get him like a little green tunic and a sword, and there you go.
Green tunic and a butter knife.
Butter knife.
Do that?
Collect all the fairies.
Collect all the fairies.
Collect all the fairies. Fun times.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I don't suppose anybody knows how hard it is to run an Ask blog, do you?
I've seen Ask blogs, and I've constantly thought about doing them, but I don't know where I would get the time to draw out them.
The fun thing is that I don't draw anything. I have rigs that just position the rigs, move a little bit here and there, add different facial expressions, and there it is. Click a picture, and there it is. It would probably take me like 15 minutes to respond to a question.
Well, I guess in that respect, it wouldn't take too much time on your hands, unless you got like really, really popular, and then people started sending in a massive amount of stuff that you could just choose which ones you wanted to respond to.
Yeah, but I like to think that if I actually do one, I would do a combination of videos and pictures.
Yes.
That would be fun to do.
Yeah, because so far I think the guy who runs the ASCII Crusaders blog, man, like, he's just so freaking amazing.
He is. He does something like what he called it, like laser animation or something. I think.
What?
Something having to do with. I can't remember.
His mind is like a laser.
Laser.
Lasers.
Fire my laser blow.
On his head. What the heck?
Anything else anyone wants to add?
I think we're good.
Okay, what starts with T is full of T and ends with T.
What?
Teapot.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm
Yay.
guessing that came from another one of your Laffy Taffies.
Oh, yeah. There's some cringeworthy ones, but yeah.
Brown and sticky. A stick.
Right. Very sticky. So 3 blondes are walking through the woods. They come across a set of tracks. The first blonde says, "Oh, look, deer tracks." The second blonde's like, those are moose tracks. The third blonde's like, "Those are elk tracks, you deh." They were still arguing with each other when the train hit them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to end the recording now, Joe? We can do our outro.
Outro.
Yep. Well, that ends our call with Ocarniaplaya. It was great to have you on, and
Times.
yep.
Thank you for being here very much.
Thank
You're welcome.
you very much, and thanks for all of you for listening. Ocarniaplaya's YouTube will be in the section below, and I recommend watching his stuff for more awesome things coming up.